Have you ever had a day that just felt like it didn't go the way you had hoped? It was just a long day. Maybe you would even say it was a bad day. And you came home and you said, you know what? I just need to escape. So you grab your phone and you start scrolling through your phone and you see your favorite store. The shoes that you wanted, they're on sale. So you grab the shoes, you put them into your cart, and boom, you buy them. Well, you know what that's called? That is called retail therapy. And that's when you're using shopping to boost your mood. And in the moment, it can feel great, but it can also come with some side effects. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. How do we enjoy a little bit of retail therapy, because it does make us feel better, but we want to make sure that we are not breaking the bank. Hey there guys, Renee Collins here. Welcome back to the channel. Or you may be listening to this on the Retire Ready To podcast. I am certified as a public accountant, and I'm also certified as a financial planner and the founder of Retire Ready, a firm that works with families as well as business owners to help them to develop a healthy relationship with their money so that they can save more, invest smart, and build wealth. I want to thank you for being here today, whether you're listening on the podcast or you're watching me via YouTube. If you find this information useful, please subscribe to the channel, share the video, and if you think that there's someone out there who could benefit from the information, please let them know, share it with them. And if you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to put them in the description below the podcast or the video. Let's submit it. In America, we love to shop. We like spending money, and retail therapy, it feels good, even if it is just for the moment. So let's talk about why retail therapy feels so good and what can we do to make sure that we are maybe indulging in just a little bit of retail therapy, but we also want to make sure that we are protecting and providing ourselves with some healthy financial boundaries. One of the reasons why retail therapy feels good, because there's an emotional connection. Shopping can be a way that many of us can cope with our emotions, whether it's stress or sadness and even boredom. I mean, I am very guilty of this, especially during COVID. During COVID, I think a lot of us were just bored, myself included. So I had a lot of Amazon boxes stacked in front of my door. And even now, I still have to catch myself, because if I get bored, I can find myself scrolling on my cell phone as well. Shopping can provide an escape for us when we're having to deal with life's challenges. For some people, it may be alcohol. They may grab a glass of wine and relax and sip on some wine. For others, it could be binging on Netflix. They just want to relax. They don't want to think about anything else. For others, it could be chocolate. Nothing like indulging in a great piece of chocolate. And then for others, it could be shopping. They use shopping as their coping mechanism. It's a pick-me-up, something that they can look forward to, even if it is a moment in time that it distracts us from what it is that we're dealing with. So here's the thing. While retail therapy, it can be a temporary fix, it's important that you understand the why. Why are you shopping? What are the reasons behind it? Shopping is also tied to our identities. It allows us to express who we are, to share our identities with the world. So shopping can be an extension of who we are. It allows us to curate our brand, whether it's in the clothes that we wear or our home that we decorate. It sends a message that says, hey, this is me. This is me being my beautiful, unique self. Instant gratification. Have you ever noticed how good it feels to buy something? Well, there's a reason for that. And it's because shopping, it fires off these neurotransmitters, which are basically a chemical messenger that triggers dopamine. Dopamine is the brain's feel-good chemical. So when you purchase something, our brain is basically rewarding us with a burst of happiness. But like too much of anything, it can be bad for our wallet, just like eating a piece of candy. It feels good, it tastes good, but if we keep eating it over and over and over again, it's likely not to be good for our health. Shopping is the same way. It feels good in that moment, but over the long term, it can definitely have an impact on your financial goals. And then there is cultural influences. Shopping and spending is the American way. We are definitely a consumer culture. We are constantly bombarded with ads that tell us to buy the latest trends. It'll make you happy. Get the new iPhone. It's cool and you look successful. Do you know that the American people are exposed to 4,000 to 10,000 ads per day? This is online as well as offline. So whether it's social media or it's browsing the web or just commuting and you're passing all these billboards, all of this stuff can have an impact on our shopping, the way we manage our money. Now, our brains, of course, cannot absorb 10,000 ad messages in a day. It actually filters out a lot of that. But the message to buy, to spend your money, that this idea of shopping and material possession equals happiness, all of that is going into your subconscious mind. So you're basically being conditioned to be a consumer. Shopping isn't just a solo activity. Now, I remember in my younger days, shopping used to be one of my favorite pastimes. I love spending the day shopping with my girlfriends or my cousin. We would just make a day of it. We would grab lunch, we would try on clothes and tell each other how cute we look in our little outfits, and then we would go out. It was our way of bonding. That's what we did. We bonded and we created memories. So then the question is, how do we navigate shopping? Or maybe we can engage in a little bit of retail therapy, but do it in a way that is healthy and provides us with balance. One of those ways is to create a spending plan. One of the best ways to enjoy shopping without the guilt or going overboard is by creating a spending plan. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to decide how much you're going to spend on your fun purchases at the beginning of the month. And then once you create that line item on your spending plan, you're going to stick with it. Personally, I like to call this my fun bucks. I determine in advance how much I'm going to allocate towards my clothing, my dinner, my entertainment, my time with hanging out with my family and my friends. And then this will allow me to spend my money guilt-free, and it gives me balance. And I know that I'm not hurting my finances. So I believe in having a balanced life because I work hard, just like you do. And so you want to be able to enjoy your life today, but you also want to make sure that you are saving for your future self. Next, mindful spending. Another way of saying this is being intentional with your money. So before you hit that buy now button, just take a moment and think about why you are shopping. Are you bored? Are you stressed? Or are you trying to satisfy some emotional need? When we can be mindful of our spending, it will help us to understand the motivation behind our spending. And then it can help us to also avoid unnecessary purchases. Next is emotional awareness. So this is actually in alignment with mindful spending, and that is just being aware of any emotional triggers when you're shopping. When you have that urge to shop, ask yourself, is there something that's coming up for me? Am I sad? Am I lonely? You want to be able to identify the trigger, and then you want to be able to figure out how can you replace that trigger with something else. So is it a matter of getting on the phone and calling a girlfriend and just talking to someone? Maybe you can practice some relaxation techniques like meditation, or you could journal, or even exercise. Whatever it takes for you to break that moment so that you do not end up spending money on something that you don't necessarily need and something that you don't want to feel guilty about purchasing later on. Next, set some goals. Think about your long-term financial goals. Think about saving for that vacation that you've always wanted to take. Maybe you wanted to go to Paris, or you want to take a European trip. Think about that. Maybe even take a picture of it and put it on your refrigerator or put it in your bathroom, someplace where you can think about it on a regular basis. Think about your future. Keep your goals top of mind when you're shopping. I know it sounds kind of bizarre to be thinking about your goals when you're shopping, but the whole idea is that we want to make sure that we're focusing on those things that are important to us. And we want to make sure that we're prioritizing our spending so that we will avoid impulsive purchases. And if you find that you're still struggling with your spending, get a piece of tape and a piece of paper. And I want you to write your goals on that paper and then tape it to your debit card or your credit card. This now becomes a trigger, and it reminds you of what is really important to you, and that is your financial goals. So when you pull out that credit card or that debit card out of your wallet, the first thing you're going to see there are your goals, and that's your trigger. That is your trigger for what really matters most to you. So retail therapy, it can be a fun way to treat yourself or boost your mood. But what's important is that you keep it in check and you understand why you're shopping and you're practicing mindful habits. We can enjoy the benefits of retail therapy without necessarily falling into the pitfalls. So next time you're tempted to shop your worries away, just take a moment. Think about it. Think it through. And then remember that some of the best things in life, they're not necessarily bought. And what we really want in life is to make sure that we're fulfilling an emotional need. And most of the time when we're fulfilling an emotional need, it rarely happens when we are buying stuff. Well, listen, guys, that is all that I have for this week. I wish you a wonderful week. And if you enjoyed this, please don't forget to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel or even like our podcast. Okay, take care and I'll see you again next week. Take care, guys. Bye. Go be great.